The gaming world is on the brink of a revolution, and these latest updates are undeniable proof that the industry is evolving in interesting ways. Amid all this, video game actors are on strike, demanding better protections and fair compensation, adding another layer of complexity to an already tumultuous industry landscape. Concord is having a complete collapse, and Xbox fans are slowly leaving Microsoft behind. The question of the day is, will the gaming industry survive this shift? Strap in, because the future of gaming is uncertain. Let's explore together. I'm Ashley, and as always, a like on the video is more than appreciated. So, the big news is that the SAG-AFTRA union, which has around 160,000 members, is on strike. They're upset because major game developers aren't offering enough protection against generative AI in their contracts. The game developers, of course, disagree, so they're currently at a standstill. This strike means that union actors won't work on new games from several major studios until they can come to an agreement on a new contract. One of the big names affected is Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of Rockstar. But don't worry, GTA6 isn't going to be delayed by this. That's because the strike doesn't affect games that started production over a year ago, according to both the union and the game developers. There's this weird rule in the union's contracts that they inherited when they merged, which basically allows games already in production to continue. Even though actors won't get in trouble for working on these games, they might still choose to stand in solidarity with their fellow union members by not crossing the picket line. So, they could turn down offers to work on games like GTA6, even if they've worked on them before. The main goal of the strike is to ensure fair compensation and the right for actors to consent to the AI use of their faces, voices, and bodies. The game makers claim they've offered some of the strongest protections in the industry, but the union isn't happy with what's being offered, especially for motion capture performers. GTA6 is still set to release in the fall of 2025, but there hasn't been any announcement about a PC version yet. That might take even longer. On a more somber note, Humble Games, known for publishing indie hits like Slay the Spire, has laid off all 36 of its workers. The news came out through LinkedIn posts by former employees and was later confirmed by official statements. Humble Games is undergoing a restructure, but it's unclear how the company will continue operating with all the layoffs. Humble Games is separate from the Humble Bundle team, which continues to release app bundles for charity. Both are owned by Ziff Davis, which has a history of shutting down well-known brands if they're not meeting business goals. Humble Games has published other titles like Coral Island, Unpacking, and Wandersong. These layoffs could make it harder for indie developers to bring their games to market, especially since major publishers like EA and Ubisoft are focused on their in-house studios and big franchises. The gaming industry has seen tens of thousands of layoffs in the past year. Over 10,000 jobs were cut in 2023, and 2024 is looking even worse with more than 10,800 jobs lost so far. Companies like EA, Unity, Relic, Bungie, Sony, and Bethesda have all been impacted. Various factors are to blame, including mergers and acquisitions, and Embracer Group failing to secure a $2 billion investment. The industry saw a boom during the COVID-19 pandemic, but it's losing steam as people find entertainment outside the home again. The cost of developing games has also increased, along with expectations for high production values and advertising. It's estimated that making and marketing Rockstar's GTA6 could cost as much as $2 billion, more than many Hollywood blockbusters. On the topic of Concord again, the beta player count for the PS5 game saw a surprising drop in its second test. The first early access beta, which was initially for pre-orders but later opened to all PS Plus subscribers, performed 8% better than the second open beta. Using gameplay data from over 3.1 million active PSN accounts, Concord had 8.1% fewer players in the second beta. This drop was unexpected since the second beta was open to all players. I think the only way could save this game is to make it free to play. I mean, there are still people playing Helldivers 2. The First Descendant is free, and Remnant 2 just became a free game on PS Plus. Not to mention all the other free-to-play games out there, like Overwatch. As I said before, these are not my type of games, but I tried it out for a couple of hours, and it felt pretty solid. I mean, it worked, but I can't compare it to a game like Overwatch, because I never played it. Despite the hate Concord is getting, I think there is something there, and it might have a chance, but only if it becomes a free-to-play game. I mean, look at Marvel's Rivals. That's coming out and it's free to play. And you got Marvel heroes like Spider-Man, Venom, Wolverine, and so on. So yeah, Make Concord free to play if you want it to stand a chance. And the weekly cinematics that you promised gamers this game is gonna have is really not an incentive to pay $40. Why? Well, people can just go on YouTube and watch all the cinematics. Maybe delay the game for a year, add a story mode to it, and maybe it'll stand a chance. Or make it free to play now. And the cherry on top, Sony just announced the new Concord Controller for PS5. It's going to be more expensive than the usual DualSense controllers, priced at $85, which is $10 more than the Deep Earth collection and $15 more than a standard controller. Yeah, I don't know if that one is gonna sell. Sony really missed the mark with this one. It's not all doom and gloom though. Earlier this year, the developer of Stellar Blade, Shift Up, hinted at potential DLC following the game's commercial success. Now it looks like an expansion might be in the works. Shift Up posted a job listing for a combat designer, specifically mentioning the creation of new enemy types. This suggests that DLC is more likely than a full-on sequel at this point. Stellar Blade's linear structure makes it well-suited for additional content, but since the game only launched a few months ago, it might be a while before we get any official announcements. Would you be interested in Stellar Blade DLC? What would you like to see in an expansion? Let me know. PS Portal update. Sony just released a new software update for the PS Portal, their popular remote play device for the PS5. The update, version 3.0.1, mainly adds support for some 5 GHz public Wi-Fi networks, which should give users faster connections when they are out and about. It also includes general performance and stability improvements. It's not the most exciting update, but it's a step in the right direction. Faster Wi-Fi connections should mean less latency when using the Portal on the go, which is obviously a good thing. What do you think about the PS Portal? I might be getting one this fall or early next year. The more I look at it, the cooler it seems. Yeah, I know. I can play on my phone, but the Portal is better optimized for PS5, and I like my phone to be available in case I get important notifications or calls. Plus, the Portal's big screen and DualSense integration is pretty exciting to me. I just wish they added more multimedia functionality. Speaking of gaming drama, Xbox Gamepass is currently down. A bunch of people are having issues trying to purchase or renew their Gamepass subscriptions, and even those who can access it are finding that some games are missing or not showing up correctly. The Xbox support Twitter page acknowledged the outage around 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday and said it should be resolved within an hour. But as of Friday morning, the problem is still ongoing. Other Xbox services seem to be fine though, so it's just a Game Pass issue. This isn't the first time Xbox has had trouble this month. There was a major Xbox Live outage just before the July 4th holiday that lasted more than 12 hours. As of now, Game Pass is still down, and Xbox's status page confirms there's a major outage. Some theories are floating around about why this is happening. One is that the CrowdStrike outage caused a ripple effect impacting Game Pass payments. Another theory is that it's related to the upcoming price increase for Game Pass in September. Some folks even think it might be connected to Modern Warfare 3 being hacked, but that's not confirmed. Did you hear what the director of Phantom Blade Zero said about the future of Chinese game developers? Soulframe Liang, from the Beijing-based developer S-Game, shared some interesting thoughts with Games Radar. He believes we're at a turning point for Chinese developers and their games. Liang thinks that the upcoming action RPG Black Myth Wukong will be a watershed moment for Chinese game developers. He mentioned that there are many exciting games coming out of China, including titles from HoYoverse, the devs behind Genshin Impact. According to Liang, these games are bridging different cultures and systems, merging them in a way that showcases the creativity and potential of Chinese developers. What's really cool is that Chinese developers are shifting away from mobile games to focus more on console and PC games. This is exactly what S-Game has done with Phantom Blade Zero, which is set to release on PS5 and PC after a decade of making free mobile games in China. Liang sees this as a positive trend, emphasizing the creation of new, original IPs. During the conversation, Liang kept returning to the significance of Black Myth Wukong. He believes it will be a big hit and will pave the way for more Chinese developers to succeed in the console and PC market. Liang knows firsthand how talented these developers are, even though they have been primarily known for MMOs and mobile games until now. Black Myth Wukong is being developed by Game Science and is already generating a lot of buzz. It's the most wishlisted game on Steam following Hades 2's surprise launch in May, and early impressions have been overwhelmingly positive. Liang credits HoYoverse's success with Genshin Impact, which is available on multiple platforms, as a catalyst for this shift. He predicts that Black Myth, Wukong will further cement this trend by focusing solely on console and PC without a mobile counterpart. Liang believes that the success of games like Black Myth Wukong will boost confidence in Chinese games domestically and internationally. He added that Phantom Blade Zero actually benefits from the success of these games because the more popular Chinese action games become on major platforms, the larger the potential audience for all of them. Favorite characters. Some Mortal Kombat enthusiasts are not entirely happy with the changes. Reddit user Fobs recently took to the official Mortal Kombat subreddit to express their displeasure with the new designs for Cyrax and Sector. Instead of their traditional full cyborg appearances, the characters now sport robotic suits, and this change has not been well received by everyone. Fobs, along with many other fans, feels that the new designs lack the intimidating presence that Cyrax and Sector are known for. Historically, these characters have been portrayed as killer cyborgs, but the new look, featuring armored suits, seems to miss that mark. Many in the community compared the new designs to Marvel's Iron Man, lamenting the loss of their full cyborg identities. Cyrax and Sector made their debut in Mortal Kombat 3, adding a robotic twist to the series' roster of multicolored ninjas with mystical abilities. They quickly became recurring characters. Although they appeared as a story boss in Mortal Kombat 11, their last fully playable appearance was in Mortal Kombat X in 2015. This new DLC marks their first full return to the franchise in nearly a decade. Interestingly, fans have been less vocal about the changes to Noob Saibot, who also receives a makeover in the new pack. His updated look includes black and green robes, along with his iconic ninja mask, which seems to stay true to his original design, satisfying most fans. The Chaos Reigns pack for Mortal Kombat 1, featuring these new character designs, will be released on September 24th for all platforms. It remains to be seen if the new designs will grow on the community, but for now, the debate over the cyborg's new looks continues. Wow, check out this awesome videos. They are free to watch for a limited time only. Don't miss out.